the roster sheet, the track map, and the stream tab. I'll pull.
Hello friends, thanks for joining so early to this late stream. Bit of a rain delay at Watkins Glen, what can we do? We are here for race 11 of the very first season of the DriveThrough Tuesday afternoon and our 2003 Sim Series. And as a super special treat for all of you guys in the booth with me today, I have the one, the only, the Cody.
Thank you for having me, DriveThrough. I'm excited to make my guest broadcasting debut here at the Glen.
And with that, pre-qualifying already underway. Just under 7 minutes left as these drivers are finishing their very first laps around this twisty road course. Oops, yeah, rain delays don't actually happen at road courses. They were drying the track, it's whatever. There was debris from a support race or something. We'll go with that. Top of the board early on will be the number 21 of Jose the Potato with a 109.897. Although I'm sure we'll see these guys go faster.
Channel name.
Jose the Potato and Thick Daddy. It's certainly a battle up there. Recent news. Nitro Gaming 555 behind the wheel of the 91. Going to be doing 2 outings in this car. First here and then at Martinsville. Nitro previously filled in for Spitfire in the 48 when he was injured. Had a fantastic performance there, so we'll see if he can bring some luck to this sad 91 team. They've attempted every single race, and they have not made a single one. See if he can do it here at this road course. Also in driver changes, Crispy Fried Games going behind the wheel of the 14. Wait, why is Luke Rainey in pre-qualifying? That's a good question.
So how big is the field going to be for this race DriveThrough?
Well, these drivers are fighting for, except for the 2, who we're just going to disregard because I accidentally put him in this roster, but he shouldn't be. They're going to be fighting for 8 transfer positions. So we've got 17 drivers, although only 16 are fighting for those spots. In this pre-qualifying session, the top 8 times will move on to the main qualifying event. All 42 drivers will be on track at the same time. Those lap times will set the grid for the race.
Gotcha.
Jose the Potato is still at the top of the timesheets, although to AFK Master only a 10th behind with a 109.547.
See, we got me, a doppelganger, in the chat. I see him appearing in my videos from time to time. How's it going, Cody?
Not the Cody. Just to make that apparent. Recently, we've had a couple drivers leave the Sim Series, whether it's due to time constraints or financial issues. The 00 and the 25 teams have both dropped out of the competition.
Unable to find any sponsorship.
The 00's had a tough year. He started off as a full-time driver, had a whole lot of bad luck, and just generally bad performance. Ended up falling out of the top 35 and couldn't really qualify for a whole bunch of races. But with the 25 gone, it does leave another slot open in the top 35 in owners points as these drivers fight for full-time status. So it's really important for these guys to pre-qualify well here today.
So we're getting around 108 lap time, seems to be the quickest. What's the fastest right now? 108.24. Am I seeing that correctly?
It's 109.
Oh. Told you my eyes stink.
Although traffic becoming a bit of an issue here for Jose the Potato. He had to get around the outside of the 06 here. The one of Pure Red Blues RP with a 109.5 will be in second place. And with only 3 minutes left in the session, these drivers are only going to have a couple more laps. And again, it's really important for some of these drivers to do well. Carter Friesen in the 33. Right now, sitting in 8th. He's on the bubble. If he can get a good finish in here today, there's a very, very high likelihood this 33 can convert to full-time ride in the Sim Series.
Hopefully he doesn't have any slow cars hold up any of his good lap times.
Looks like he's got some clean air in front of him, which should be pretty important.
It's always what you want to see.
Unlike what we've been seeing in the past couple of races where the draft was helping some of these guys in qualifying and pre-qualifying.
Even though this is a road course, the draft will come into effect a little bit on the straightaways here. So as long as there's a car within drafting distance behind you, that second car has got a chance to close in.
Carter Friesen actually
some exciting racing here today and hopefully get some frequent passes for position.
A little bit slower that time around. He sets a very impressive 109.999. Not enough to move him any further up the order. Nitro Gaming says 9 cars get in. Pretty sure it's only 8. Because the 00 dropped out, but he was already out of the top 35 in points. So just over a minute left in the session. Jose the Potato 2.5 tenths ahead of everyone else. Looks like the 82 here, VGO3, going to throw some new tires on it and get one more lap attempt. But Jose the Potato in the 21, absolutely flying out there. He just set a 109.4, which, I mean, it's 2 tenths slower than his best lap. It would still put him at the top of the board. That 21 is quick.
Yeah, that's just super quick car. It's a whole, yeah, almost 3 tenths of a second faster than the number 1. Yeah, you look at all the lap times from second between 5th, they're all within a tenth of a second of each other. I wonder if that number 21 is going to pass the pre-race qualifying inspection. Or the pre-race inspection.
It is, yeah, it's quite a big gap there. Well, we'll see. As time runs out here, these drivers will have the opportunity to finish their laps. So far on the board, the 21 of Jose Potato in first. It's the 1 of Pure Red and Blues RP in second. Then it's the 23 of TFK Master, DS Gaming in the 16, Emmett Lashbrook, Gatlin Downey, VGO3, and Carter Friesen on the bubble. On the outside looking in, Hello I'm You, just 0.03 of a second outside of the top 8. Actually, we might have 9 cars transferring. Let me refer to my entry list. $33. Yeah, we do have 9 cars transferring. So Hello I'm You. Can be very thankful for that. And Savage Toy Show is just outside in 10th place.
Savage Toy Show in the number 60. Let's hope the 60 curse doesn't come back to bite him later in the race.
Certainly hasn't at Richmond. 60's got a win already, but still hasn't really been able to qualify very well. So as time expires at the end of this pre-qualifying session, we can take a look at the top 9 who transfer on in. No changes, I think, at the end there. So going home early, Skull and Bones in the 39, Trooper 501, Janza, that end of 2003 guy, and unfortunately, Nitro Gaming and Crispy Fried Games, both on one-off opportunities here.
Remember, one switch at a time.
At the bottom of the order.
Very unfortunate for them. Hopefully they have some better luck next week.
Okay, so let's move these guys into our main roster. Who is in here that shouldn't be? We've got 34 drivers. Why is the 51 here? 51 shouldn't be here. There we go. Okay. How's everyone doing today? It should be closing in on the winter break for a lot of you guys. Certainly getting close to Christmas. Only a week away, believe it or not.
One week away from Christmas.
Oh, yes, Adrian. I do have burnouts. Don't worry.
I think everyone's Christmas vacations will be starting in the next few days. One of the best times of the year.
Is anyone going out? Going abroad for the break? I'm certainly not. Not this year. I'm just taking a break.
I'm staying home, staying local.
I've had a real busy last month or so. And the next semester for me is going to be death.
Finalizing the final roster. 3 more cars.
We'll get a short break here, but we'll get a bit of a longer break after the qualifying session because I have to manually set the order because I want to do group qualifying so badly.
You do the save game editor.
Oh, yeah. And it takes a hot minute, but
yep.
I think it's worth it.
Took me a while to discover that software, but I love it now. Last I checked, though, they hadn't updated the 2008 race results since, like, the Glen. Or the 2018.
Uh-oh. Really?
Maybe I haven't downloaded an update.
Or that's N ratings.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, brain fart.
Merry Chrysler, everyone. From little Jamie baby.
Oh yeah, on that note, do you use N ratings?
Oh, absolutely.
And do you have you noticed that? The 2018 standings for like the second half of the season aren't there, or is that just me?
I'm gonna check right now. Because I know I used it for my Homestead one, but I didn't really pay that much attention.
I haven't checked in a while, but last I did check, they were behind like a good month and a half, and the last they had was like from the Glen race.
Let's see what they got. They still call it the Sprint Cup Series for one. They have it up to Michigan.
Yeah.
Wow.
So whoever is running that software.
That's kind of sad, actually.
So something's going on with them. Hope they're all right.
Okay.
It's one of those things with NR 2003 you just take for granted until it's not there anymore. Rest in peace, SMS lobby.
But supposedly sim racing system is coming.
Is that a kind of a new SMS lobby?
It's like that, but miles better, and they have a thing for Assetto Corsa. It's basically an iRacing plugin with ratings, with safety ratings, and like official races at timed intervals and stuff like that. Supposedly they want to move to NR 2003, which is weird considering it's 2018 and this game is 15 years old. But there might be a market for it.
Aside from like some old classic Nintendo games here and there, I'd be hard pressed to find a older game with a bigger following.
As the drivers pull out onto the track, the main qualifying session is underway, and it's going to be pretty busy coming out here. We're going to have all 42 cars on track at the same time.
Who was that? 33. I like that paint scheme.
Carter Friesen with the Matt Kenseth tribute. Number 33
I like
car.
That paint scheme.
What do you think of the yellow back panel on it, though?
Yellow back panel. It's different. It's definitely out there. I don't think it looks terrible. It works with the stripe that goes down the side. I think it fits. I like it. Why do you ask?
It's just interesting. I'm not a huge fan of it, but some people really like it.
Talk about it in the past.
It was, I think, 2013, 2014 he ran that. First lap times coming in now. Gatlin Downey at the top with a 120.6. And
3 cars diving out into turn 1. We got more traffic coming out of the pits.
Got these guys coming side by side out of the pits. 3 in the 42.
So they make their way into the S's in turns 2 through 4. Down onto the backstretch as they head towards the bus stop chicane.
See Carter Friesen looking at the inside of the 20.
Cars up here. We're going to go side by side into the chicane.
Trying to fight for that track space. Carter Friesen in the grass a little bit. And they're still going to be side by side through the outer loop.
Either one's given an inch just for a qualifying time.
Top of the board now. Hello, IMU. No, he just got beat.
Is that the 20 on the inside, the tied car?
Yeah, that'll be Ben Pye 1024. And they're still side by side.
He hasn't even started an official lap yet. I believe he just came out of the pits.
And they're still side by side.
His first official lap this time by. Yeah, they've been side by side half this lap. That's insane.
I think
you don't see that on road courses too often.
They're still side by side. Well, if this is any telling of how the race is going to be, I'm sure we're in for some excitement. Carter Friesen now finally gets the spot.
Finally.
And it took him almost an entire lap. It's a tie, Dad.
They somehow went side by side through the bus stop, but had to squeeze on single file through the S's.
Let's try to find Gatlin Downey on track, because right now, 59 is at the top of the board with a 109.337. So we see Hello IMU and VGO3 fighting for a little bit of track space. Trying to get that clean air.
More side-by-side racing in the qualifying session. Looks like he's going to get the advantage going into the S's. That seems to be where they're getting strung out, so hopefully we shouldn't have too many incidents during this race today, but you never know.
I think that's just a case of Hello IMU saying, hey, I'm faster than you, give me this clean air. VGO3 didn't make it too difficult for him to get by. So now we'll see what kind of lap times.
Of Watkins Glen for NR 2003 are you using?
This
is that the 2017 one?
Yes, it is, with the Cheez-It colored curbs.
Okay.
Carter said the 2013 one was better, but like I opened it up and immediately TV1 and TV2 were exactly the same, and I was like, no, this is not a quality track.
I usually just use the most up-to-date one for whatever my purposes are.
It's generally the best, but there are exceptions.
I always like the SDT ones were really good. Weren't those like circa around 2012, 11 or so?
Yeah, that's the one I was like recommended to use, but the cameras weren't great, and it was just kind of like,
oh,
I think this is based off of that model anyways, and they just updated it. It still has some old things, because I know it still has the sprint signs, which is kind of lazy, but you know, I'm not the one doing the work.
A large portion of these cup tracks aren't designed from scratch. They're just reskinned old ones with updated graphics and banners and grass, pavement, etc.
What Incarnation moves up into second place. Although he's fallen down to third in the points, that 24 has had a very strong season so far. Let's try to find him on track.
Speaking of What Incarnation, his claim to fame, I haven't even seen him in the chat yet.
Incarnation's around. He pops in and pops out.
But he's always the first. That's his claim to fame.
Oh, right.
He has a reputation to live up to. Oh man, look at the four cars diving in together going into turn one. That's
certainly going to slow Carnation down. He's got nowhere to go. The 18 of DNP, McSpookboy in the 6, and DS Gaming all kind of packed together.
I can tell you firsthand, there's nothing more frustrating with this group qualifying than to try to get a clean, fast lap time and getting held up by traffic in front of you. You know you can get past them, but you just can't, and they're slowing you down.
And with them going side by side like this, it's like, oh, now finally they're stringing out a little bit. Carnation must be really frustrated. We know that car's fast. Chat just found an Easter egg in my logo. There is a Canadian Maple Leaf in there somewhere.
Do you think NASCAR would ever consider running the dog leg in the Cup Series?
The boot here?
Yeah.
I hope not.
That's why.
I think it actually would take away more from the excitement than it would give to it. It's not that exciting.
I would be curious to see it maybe for a year or two just as an experiment.
It's a lot like the Sonoma change that they just did this year.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how that goes. That'll be interesting having the Cup Series race on that little portion of the drag strip now, once again, for the first time in how many years.
But the difference between Glen and that is I think that will add a bit of a passing zone at the end of the drag strip straight when you got to turn like basically 180 degrees around. But if you add the boot here, it doesn't, I would say it takes away a passing zone. Like right here, these guys are turning into the second to last corner where we saw like 2011 happen. And if they run the boot, they'll have no speed through there.
Yeah, that is a good point. Things have cleared up a little bit for Carnation now. He doesn't have as much traffic in front of him, so let's see if he can get a good lap time this time around.
Less than a minute and a half remaining. He's going to have to hook it together here. Gatlin down. He's still on top. Over a 10th clear of What Incarnation in second. Adria Fitzy up into third. 04 had a very impressive qualifying last week and then immediately fell down the order in the race. Priya McShane in the 42 is fourth. Hello IMU fifth. Then it's Thick Daddy, NASCAR Lover 201, Hunter B, the Big 153, and LaFlynn Zone 37 in the top 10. Come on, Cup Series ask if he's in the race. You are, but you're down. You're in 33rd right now. Not fantastic.
Gonna have a lot of ground to make up from that starting position.
30 seconds left for these guys to start one more lap. We got some like little packs of cars that end up getting close together. We saw it with Carnation. We're seeing it again here with the 8, the 13, and the 38. 3 Chevy Camaros pretty close together.
Even though this is a road course with the few long straightaways this track has, that drafting does come into play just ever so slightly.
It sort of brings them together.
We'll see that rubber banding effect, I think, throughout the course of this race.
We'll see if it actually translates into overtaking opportunities. And these drivers will get a chance to finish the lap they're on, and that'll be the end of our qualifying session. So Gatlin Downey in the 59 looking to set his first pole position of his Sim Series career. 59s run the whole season, but only part-time.
These three cars right here are probably going to have a good lap because they've been just drafting all off each other this entire lap. Didn't force any side-by-side. Nice fast line they've had going, so those three should probably have a decent lap time.
3 Chevys working together around the 109.7s, which is only good for about 28th place.
I stand corrected.
So, as the session is over, Gatlin Downey in the 59, who's only started 3 races this year, although he's finished top 10 in 2 of them, will be on pole for this, the second and final road course race of the first ever Sim Series season. So as time expires, we can take a look at the expanded standings. Mike PMC 11th, Cody H Gaming in 12th. Then it's Chase the Coyote, Asteroid Strike 9, Spitfire, and I'll go through the rest when we transfer the grid.
Buddy, fired up here. Remember, one switch at a time, turning your stuff on.
So we're going to fake a qualifying session so we can save.
So now you're going to go adjust the order.
Yeah, and that'll take a minute, so if you want to ask Cody questions, put them in chat now. This is a unique opportunity.
Yeah, ask me anything. ASA, or AMA, excuse me.
While I set the grid up.
Can someone explain to me the Easter Island head meme that What Incarnation has started?
Kind of annoys
I am
me.
so out of the loop with all of those jokes.
It really annoys me, to be honest. It's just an emoji, and he just like spams it everywhere he goes, and it's like, okay.
It started with Despacito, and now it's the Easter Island head.
I had to change my... I added like a parameter in Discord, which is like if you put the same character over a certain number of times, it automatically deletes your message, because Carnation was just flooding channels with that.
Thoughts on Falcons getting destroyed by the Packers? You're a week too late, buddy. You missed where the Packers got destroyed the other day and got eliminated from the playoffs. How long does it take to edit a reenactment? It depends. If it's an easy one, it can take just a couple hours. If it's there's a bunch of replays and camera work I have to do, and there's lots of tickers and on-screen graphics, it can take upwards of a few days.
Oof.
How did you get that mortar thingy in Dirt to Daytona? I explained it literally in the first 5 seconds in the video. I literally give you the cheat combination you enter in the menu screen to get all the unlockables.
You don't even have
Someone
to do
didn't watch the whole video. Why don't I ever use Discord ever?
Because it's a turd, and there's a bunch of children hounding him.
I will try to repeat my explanation I gave to DriveThrough earlier. Because it attracts a bunch of spam. I do use it for actual voice chat between, obviously, for this
like right now,
guest commentating spot and for the core league. But aside from that, I've seen it's just a bunch of spam, poop posting to keep it PG rated.
I appreciate it.
And yeah, it was my own Discord was created not by me but my viewers, and then it was handed over to me. I think. I don't even know if I run that thing or not. So yeah. And I don't know anything about it. That's why. When's the next Can I Recreate stream? The next stream will be in about 2 months when I can stream again. Next Can I Recreate video I'll probably have out within a week or so. There's some more questions. How many people have I killed? Why is like everyone asking that?
What?
Well, not everyone, but I've seen at least 3 or 4 people ask that.
Is there anything you want to tell me, Cody?
I'm going to plead the 5th.
What?
Do I like Joey Logano? I'm mixed. I don't hate him, but I don't like him. I'm neutral-ish. He's done things that I've respected him as a driver, and that's gained my respect. And yeah, just his personality isn't always bad, but yeah, he has done some things that I haven't liked as well, so I'm mixed. When am I able to do live streams again? If I've done my math correct, it will be, I believe, a day or two before the 2019 Daytona 500, so I hopefully should be able to stream, do a reaction stream for that, and be live by the start of the 2019 season. Do I like Brad K? I kind of used to. I'm
Used to.
starting not to more and more. He annoys me a little bit. That's all I'll say.
I think that's fair.
Do you also get worried when you see someone flipping? Of course. If you watch any of my live streams, when anyone crashes, even if it's a minor crash, I'm worried and hold my breath till I know the person's okay. Do I like Jimmy Johnson? I used to not like him. I'm starting to just feel bad for him in recent years. When I'm liking him just out of pity almost at this point.
It's kind of sad to like Jimmy Johnson out of pity. What have we come
I mean, yeah,
to?
poor him sitting there. With his seven championships. Yeah, he hasn't won one in like 2 or 3 years. Let's all feel bad for him now.
It's only been like a year and a half since he won a race.
It's like the Patriot syndrome. They don't go to the Super Bowl for a few years, and everyone thinks they're all of a sudden vulnerable again, and then they go to the Super Bowl like 3 years in a row again.
And it's like, oh wait, they're the Patriots.
I do consider Jimmy Johnson's success to the Patriots dynasty a lot, because Jimmy had all those wins right away in a row, and then yeah, the Patriots had those 3 out of 4 in 01 through 04, and then they've been like spread out ever since. Like the Patriots Super Bowl in 14, 16, and what was the other? Oh yeah, that was it. Leave it to me to bring up the football in
and as someone who
fantasy race stream
barely watches any football, I can't follow that closely. I mean, if you want to talk hockey, I'll talk hockey.
I'm rambling to the wrong audience. All right, back to racing. Do I like McMurray? Of course I like McFlurry. It's been quiet though. He's gotta get a little bit more success with his last race.
Remember, one switch at a time, turning your stuff
Isn't
on.
this 500 gonna be his last race?
What the
Have I
hell
heard
is
that
this?
correctly?
What is the field doing?
Yeah.
What? I've never seen that before. I mean, it should work properly. Let me just make sure that it does.
That's odd. Half the field's already on the track. Half of them are still in the pits.
It does work properly, so whatever.
Okay.
Okay, buddy,
All right.
fired up here.
All right, so
Switch
we're
at
gonna
a time,
skip
turning
on
your
over to
stuff
the
on.
command, despite whatever kind of craziness is going on here. It's time.
Do I like the driver of the 28 in the series? Nah.
Gentlemen,
I've heard some bad things about him. I don't like his attitude. yeah, he can go.
Pace and rhythm all day today. Driver's compartment,
Yeah, we got one incarnation starting on the front row.
That's all we need.
So as
You like?
half the field
sorry,
comes out
Ash.
of the pits and the rest of the field comes from on the track, I think we'll get pacing here, okay?
Yeah, it looked to work. That last one you did. There we go. They merge on nice and smooth. No problem.
We've got 41 laps here at Watkins Glen International, or not International, but is the track called Watkins Glen International, or is that just the
It
big
is.
layout?
I just refer to it as Watkins Glen International.
41 laps, 100 miles. The second
Unless I don't
of
have enough room in my video title, and then it's just Watkins Glen.
I just called it the Glen.
That too. Nice and short, sweet, and simple, to the point.
So what do you expect to see here early on, these first couple of laps from these guys?
I don't know. I mean, the obvious answer is you might expect to see chaos on these restarts.
It is the Sim Series.
But from what we've seen in qualifying, even when they get bunched up, they can race cleanly for the most part, as long as they're not getting like 3 wide into any of the turns or the chicane. I think this race might be cleaner than we're expecting it to be, but we'll have to see, wait and see.
You never know with the Sim Series. Anything can happen.
Watkins Glen International is what it's formerly called, according to one of your viewers. That's what I thought. Make sure to hit that like button, everyone. Give DriveThrough a like.
I heard he's pretty cool.
Alright, as they go down the straightaway between turns 5 and 6 into the second to last turn. Are the pace lights off?
Pace lights are off, yes.
Okay.
They'll be going green this time.
I saw a slight little flicker on my screen. I think it just might have been some pixelation. But
It's
yeah,
just texture, honestly.
Yeah. It's my preview screen I got in a little window so I can have the driver roster in your stream pulled up as well. Alrighty, as the pace car pulls off. And we are about set to go green. Whoa, bunching up a little bit already. Turn 7.
Green flag. And we are racing at the Glen. Gatlin Downey gets a great start. Adrian Fitzy close behind the 59 into turn 1. Maybe a little bit of bumper there. 04 wants to get past the 24 of Wet Incarnation as soon as possible.
And
Problems
we got a slow
Hunter
car
B.
back in turn 1. Number 78, I believe.
And he stopped.
Oh.
Big problems for the 78 in turn 1. It must be hugely disappointing.
Hunter B. Couldn't even make it past turn 1.
Adrian Fitzy looking to the inside, coming into the short chute, or the inner loop. The 04 on the inside of the 59 here on lap 1. But Gatlin Downey will hold off and hold on to the lead now into the outer loop.
Great corner exit out of the bus stop into turn 5. So they round out of that turn onto the back straightaway.
Pack is still really, really close together. Update on Hunter B. They've got that car back into the pits, but huge issues for the 78. What a weird time.
He's going to go at least a lap down, if not much more.
It's one of the
Not
more
the start he wanted to have.
Awkward issues we've had. I mean, he made the pace lap properly. He got the green flag, but in turn 1, issues for the 78.
And they are about single file out for the first at least 10 or 15, but
13
still
of Mike,
very much close together.
Mike PMC getting by. Number 7 of Chase the Coyote, last week's race winner. As controversial as it was. Gatlin Downey still leads, but Adrian Fitzy close behind. And Carnation really close behind her.
Still got about a half-second gap only for the top 3 spots. As long as they can stay in that draft, I think they can easily reel down the car in front of them.
Single file through the inner and outer loops. Adrian Fitzy just biding her time.
They will have to make at least 1 pit stop, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
At least 1. I think it's 2 stops to get to the end. But
Adria closing in turn 6.
Depending on the chaos, we might see some differing strategies, as we did at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, the first time the Sim Series headed to the road courses. And as this battle rages on, let's go and see what happened to the 78 of Hunter B on the first lap. I mean, it's such a bizarre place to have an issue.
Just got going on the front stretch right after the green flag started waving and didn't make it.
Gets into the back of Thick Daddy a little bit. Just dies on him.
It just stalls. Terrible luck.
I've never seen anything like that. And then he's just got to stop the car.
Back to the battle for the lead.
Gatlin Downey,
a very close battle.
Unable to pull away from the pack, but these guys haven't been close enough to make any daring moves. maybe playing it a bit conservative as we're only on lap number 3 of 41.
As long as any of the cars behind or don't make any major mistakes, they're going to be right in that draft.
Andrew's looking pretty close down the front stretch.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see an overtake here sometime in the next couple laps. Oh, close we've seen. What numbers do we feel? Just gonna grab a sheet. The 04.
Through the S's, Adrian Fitzy close, but let's see if the draft will help her on the back straightaway here. 04's closing now, looking to the inside.
Side by side into the bus stop. Let's see what happens here.
Adrian
The lead car
Fitzy.
might have the advantage coming out of the exit once again. Let's see.
04's in the grass. Gatlin Downey holds on to the lead.
That is the case.
And the more they battle, the more this pack behind them is going to close up. Now we see Thick Daddy in the
Side
81.
by side for fourth.
Thick Daddy trying to take that away from Hello MU. He's going to be on the outside. See if he can
Dive into
hold that
turn
81 car.
6. Now he's going to have the advantage on the right side going into turn 7. Looks like they're still going to be side by side coming to the front stretch.
Thick Daddy got a pretty good exit. Let's see where they are. Coming into turn 1.
Not quite able to clear him. Oh, just able to going down into turn 1.
And that moves Thick Daddy up in a 4th place.
85 might not be too happy with that. And last thing you want to do to another driver is pull in front of them and then immediately get on the brakes.
And the field will snake up the S's. Single file really, really close together here.
I'm not too surprised to see that so far.
The whole field almost entirely single file. Adrian Fitzy
we're
having a
gonna see
look
the-
at the 59, but not close enough.
I think we're going to see the field be pretty close together until we get to the green flag pit stops. And aside from that stall from the number 78 on the opening lap, no
I don't think we have
issues with any of the rest of the field yet.
no official word from the 78 yet. Adrian Fitzy on the inside through turn
Making
6.
a move. Great run.
And
Did you get cleared before turn 7?
not close enough. They're going to be side by side. Coming to the end of lap 5.
Can the 04 get a good run? The exit, though, looks like you can.
New leader,
Gonna get cleared.
Adrian Fitzy. And with the bad luck and all the disappointing races we've seen from the 04 team, this will be a welcomed change of pace. Let's see if Adrian Fitzy's able to pull away from Gatlin Downey and the rest of the pack here. Or maybe the draft is what's keeping them close together.
Let's see if Carnation can challenge the number 59 for second place. It's like Adria's getting almost a little bit of a gap.
We got caution. Caution out. Not sure what
Uh-oh.
for. Lap 6.
Maybe the 78 again. The 78 was back on the track.
Let's go back and see what brought out this
Did
caution.
the 78 come back on the track and stall or something?
Where did
So
the
right
lights
there.
start? Here.
Look
Oh,
at
there's a
number
wreck.
78. Oh.
We got someone in the wall. It's Mitchell Collins
Oh
in
my
the 10.
goodness.
These guys are coming up the S's. It's Mitchell Collins in the 10 and the 57 of Michael Deitch hard into the wall.
Big contact in turn number 4 for the number 10 car.
Both of those cars with a lot of damage. I mean, you can see Mitchell Collins just crunched up on the rear end.
There's a silver lining for the number 10 car that was mainly rear end damage, so hopefully not too much engine.
He managed to
Damage
keep
in
it
that
rolling
impact.
too, which is impressive enough. But a
And yeah,
lot of
looks
damage.
Able to keep position as well.
So let's go back and take apart exactly what happened here. I think it was whoever was behind Michael Deitch here. It's KHP01. These guys are running side by side up the S's. Let's go on board with the number 8 car.
Yeah, as bad luck as that was, it didn't seem to slow down the number 10 too much afterwards.
Oh, he got hooked.
Oh. 8 got into the 51, and in turn got into the 10.
57. And yeah, it's
Chain
just
reaction.
bumper hooked him. Nowhere for Michael Deitch to go. Nowhere for Mitchell Collins to go.
Well, chain reaction action right there.
And it's lucky they didn't plug up the track where it's, I mean, those two walls come very close. If they came back across the track, this could be a big pileup.
Could have had a David Rudiman type situation right there.
Let's go on board with Mitchell Collins. Oh, hacks right into the wall.
Pick those rear wheels up off the ground for a moment.
Alright, so let's jump forward and see what the pit strategy is for these guys.
Will anyone be pitting?
I think we're going to see the leaders pit, because 7 out of 41, if these guys want to make any adjustments and just extend their runs, now is the time to do it. Let's see what the call is. Looks like everyone's going to come in.
So the 04 with the lead going into the pits, can she hang on to it through the round of pit stops?
These cameras are not very great.
Captain Downey in second, What Incarnation in third. Will that be the same position when they come out of the pits?
Michael Deitch very, very unhappy with the 8 car over the radio. This might help out the 78 of Hunter B. It looks like whatever his problem was, they got him out back on track. I think he's still a lap down, but we might see him.
And the leaders.
He's going to roll by the field here.
Looks like 4 tires for all 4 cars. The 78 is going to forego the pits and get their lap back.
Well, if he pits, he would have to do it next time around. Adrian Fitzy, slow stop.
Yeah.
And loses a handful of positions.
Incarnation flew out for the lead.
So let's take a look and see if there's different tire strategies going on here.
Shades of the Cord Daytona 500.
Adrian went 4 tires, as did the 59
Carnation
and the 42.
Went 2.
Carnation,
Like
went,
Carnation
2.
went 2.
So did the 48, the 28. All these guys at the front went 2 tires.
Yep. Carnation was definitely 2. I never saw the right end of the car lift up.
85 went 2 tires, as did the 3, the 53, and the rest of these guys. So a little bit of tire strategy going on early on in the race.
That's interesting, seeing AI cars have different pit strategies like that this early on.
You've got to watch more Sim Series. Pit strategy, all important here at the road courses. So lights are out in the pace car. Hunter B is 3 laps down to this point. They spent a lot of time behind the wall fixing whatever the issue he had was. So it's turned into a bit of a testing session for the 78 team, unfortunately. So
now, theoretically, if a caution would come out right on this restart and he was able to finish ahead of the leaders, would he be able to get back on the lead lap?
He would be able to.
Because is he only 1 lap down right now?
He is.
Okay.
3 laps down, actually.
Oh, never mind.
So it would take
so
a few of those cautions.
Still going to be 2 laps down.
And very unfortunate for the 78 team. I mean, let me find them.
This is going to be an issue. We're going to have a sit and duck in the 78 holding up the fast charging leaders right behind him coming down into turn 1.
Hunter B is 32nd in points. If he isn't careful, he could drop out of the top 35.
Hopefully this doesn't create a bunch of effects on this restart.
Chevrolet Camaro pace car pulls in, and for lap number 9 of 41, the field will pace.
85, Hallow IMU. Is that who's in second, I believe?
It is. 85's in second. NASCAR Lover 201 in third. Hunter B gets an okay start. Hello, IMU already going to the inside of What Incarnation into turn 1. The 85 and the 24 have each won a race already this season. Battling for the lead now. They're going to be side by side coming through the S's.
Is able to clear Carnation for the lead. 78, 3 laps down, is much quicker on this restart than I thought he was going to be.
Looks like whatever the issue was, they got it fixed. Into the bus stop, the 53 and the 3 battling for that 3rd place.
3 with the pass in the grass. And you never know, that 78, he's 3 laps down right now, but if there's some sort of incident, a bunch of cars get taken out, he can gain all those spots back. So it's never too late. Just keep running laps.
So let's see how Adrian Fitzy in the 04 does. The first of the cars with 4 fresh tires. How much of a difference will it make at this road course? Hasn't been able to pass anyone that lap. We see Cody H Gaming having a look to the bottom of Spitfire. And caution's out again.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Emmett Lashbrook
Coming
in
out
the
of turn
08.
Like possibly just a single car incident coming out of turn 7.
Doesn't look like there's any damage done. Oh, 44 Kumon Cup Series has damage. Let's go back and
10 has damage, but that was from last time. Unless he was involved in both.
Oh, he hooks the 08.
Yep. Just spins him right around. A little bit of side damage when he was hit by that other car.
83 just gets squeezed. Let's go on board here with Midlife. I don't think there's anything he could have done.
Spun. Yep. Nowhere to go. He tries going down there, but the 55 was on the other side of him.
And the 44 was turning pretty hard left there, too.
Yeah. The 44 was turning left to avoid the car they just spun. He tried going left to avoid the 44, and the 55 was on the left side of him. Nowhere for him to go.
I don't think there's anything that Lashbrook could have done differently. He just gets turned. So, cautions breed cautions. You know how it goes. They almost finished their lap. Couldn't quite do it. So let's skip on ahead. Well, Hunter B's going to get one of his 2 laps back.
Yeah, that's
exactly what he wanted.
He just needs to have that happen two more times. He's back on the lead lap.
So he's going to be pushing now to try and drive a whole lap around here.
Definitely not out of the question, especially with how fast he was on that last restart. Definitely not out of the question to get back on the lead lap. It is nice and refreshing with these longer road courses. There's usually only 2 caution laps. I like that.
So Hunter B's going to pass the pace car here, and he's going to have to... Well, he'll have a pretty long distance if he wants to catch the tail end of the pack. So he'll be running some pretty quick laps here.
Are they coming green this time by?
No, definitely not. Let's see if anyone's willing to pit.
Yep. Nope. They faked me out at first.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's going to come in. I mean, they just pitted 2 laps ago, so maybe some guys at the back, but certainly not going to see it from the leaders. This Hunter B's really booting it around here.
Don't look now, but we got Cody H Gaming just outside the top 5. Not bad.
Kumon Cup Series is going to pit. That makes sense considering the damage he's got on the left side of that car.
Hopefully he can still stay on the lead lap after repairing that body work.
See how long it takes for the 44 team here. Interesting. There's a Greg Biffle truck.
Oh, yeah.
So despite getting spun out, 08's going to stay out here.
So I noticed something interesting kind of related to the trucks and the scenery in a track. I was messing around with my Talladega, just what I thought was the original Talladega one that comes with the game.
Yeah.
Except there's a Kyle Busch number 18, like, flag and like a spectator.
Oh, that's probably the shared folder update doing that.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because that'll replace, like, the basic MIPS.
Okay. Because someone pointed that out in one of the videos I did. Yeah, how is that possible? If this game came out in like 6, 7 years before that number with Kyle Busch existed.
Maybe they predicted the future. And in 2003, conspiracies. So the lights are out on the Chevy Camaro pace car, which means they're going to go green this time by. I love it. Fast cautions. It's like the exact opposite.
3 in third place. How fitting.
Of course, in the Dale Earnhardt throwback Wrangler car.
Which is one of my favorite paint schemes of all time. Classic yellow and blue Wrangler scheme. It's a piece of NASCAR history right there.
Speaking of NASCAR history, we're only 1 week away from the DriveThrough Sim Series Throwback 250. At Darlington, we're going to be seeing a whole field of fantastic throwbacks. And if you want to keep up to date on all of the paint schemes as they're released, definitely join the Discord. Check out the paint showroom. I'm having so much fun making those cars. It's just like fantastic paints. Legendary stuff. It'll be so fun to see those all on track. So for lap 13 of 41, the pace car pulls in. And the field paces single file. Led by Hello IMU. Green flag flies. We're racing again here at Watkins Glen. Hello IMU getting a very, very fast start.
I'll keep it nice and easy for the most part going into turn 1. 3 peaks on What Incarnation a little bit, but keeps it single file.
And the 48 had
making a pass for 5th place.
Spitfire fell back. He lost a number of positions through turn 1 there.
Oh wow, he's definitely a little bit slow right now.
Now he's going to lose out here to Adrian Fitzy as they enter the bus stop. And Gadlin Downey got around Adrian Fitzy at some point too, so the 59 is now first of the cars with 4 fresh tires. Be interesting to see how quickly he can work through some of these guys in front of him, and if those right side tires really make that big of a difference here.
So far, so clean going into turn 6. Let's see if we can get a stretch of green flag racing more than a few laps without a caution. As many cautions as there's been so far, they've been fairly minor incidents for the most part.
Hello, IMU looking really fast in that 85. He's got about a car length over What Incarnation. So we can see the tire marks left on the track from the first caution as the field snakes up the S's.
Got a little tiny breakaway in the top 7. The occasional 2 wide side-by-side racing back in the second half of the field. Hello IMU is still looking fast out front.
NASCAR Liver 201 pretty close behind What Incarnation here. Be interesting to see if the 3 can get a big run and maybe a shot at the second place. But the big 153 ready to pounce in 4th place right behind him.
2nd through 4th are bunched up really close to each other. See if any one of them can get a run going down the straightaway down into turn 1. Looks like 3 might have a slight run on What Incarnation. Let's see if he looks to the inside. Nope. Oh, I'm going to keep it single file.
Bumpers coming very close together.
They are all right there. So again, there's a little small, like 7-car breakaway for the lead. There's a little decent gap between 7th place and 8th place.
And a bit of a gap now between 1st and 2nd. Hello IMU showing a lot of pace here at Watkins Glen.
85 looking very fast right now. But the one thing the rest of the field has as an advantage that he doesn't is drafting help.
It's allowed What Incarnation to stay close, but definitely not close enough to make a move. Here comes the big one for 3rd place on the inside of NASCAR Liver 201.
See if he can make a pass by the time they get to turn 7 before the 3 has the advantage on the inside line.
3 gets a pretty good exit. They're going to be side by side down the front stretch here.
1 into 1. That's what Cody H. Gaming needs to see.
NASCAR Liver 201 trying to hold on to that 3rd place on the inside. The big one trying to steal it from him.
Going into the S's.
This could be dangerous. We've seen how messy it can be before.
Neither one of them able to get the run to clear the other one.
Still side by side.
And meanwhile, 1st and 2nd have kind of pulled away with those 2 battling.
And now the big one finally clears him. Took him almost an entire lap to make that move. And it's allowed the rest of the pack to catch up behind them.
Side by side for 6 momentarily going into turn 5.
Gatlin Downey with those 4 fresh tires going to have maybe a little bit more grip than Mike PMC in the 13.
Man, first and second have got almost a half a second lead on the next closest car in third place. 85 looking strong right now.
Hello, I'm you looking for a second win. As is what in Carnation, but Carnation has finished second 3 times.
The Kyle Larson of the series. The Chase Elliott.
Although, was lucky enough to get a single win. Qualifies him into the chase-offs.
Still no caution. This is probably the longest green flag run we've had so far.
And it's been fantastic. I mean, the battle for third was almost a lap. Let's go back here. We see Chase the Coyote. Look at the
side by side for about 10th.
Doesn't actually end up getting alongside the 18. Was just really taking a peek more than anything else. Xander M in the 01, winner at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, the first time the Sim Series took to the road courses. Currently down in 17th. This field's almost entirely single file now. Cody H Gaming now close to the back of NASCAR Lover 201. The 3 restarted in third, but really starting to drop back a little bit now.
See if we can get some, maybe a stretch of 10, 20 laps without any cautions now that they're a little spread
contact. Out. The 8 got into the back of the 01 coming out of turn 1. Let's go on board with KHP 01. And this is the second time.
I say that, I jinx it.
This is the second time we've seen the 8 run into somebody. No caution. I think the 01 saves it. Just
peeks to the inside.
Bumper hooks him a little bit.
And they'll keep it clean.
Could be dangerous. I mean, we've seen the 8 cause a caution already by bumper hooking the 57. Speaking of which,
almost saw it.
Let's go back and
saw it again right there.
Check on those guys. They've pulled the rear panel off of Mitchell Collins, and I mean, he's got,
as expected,
a lot of damage. Still staying pretty close to this pack.
Less weight to slow him down.
57 also decently slow.
There's a fire truck that just went by my house.
And Kumon Cup Series with the damage from his wreck. He's got left side damage, and that's
here comes
slowing him
another
down
one.
quite a bit. And the big one is closed in. That big gap we saw between second and third is gone.
For second.
That 53 is quick. He's caught right up to the back of what Incarnation. And it'll only be a matter of a couple of laps here before he starts putting on pressure.
Cody H Gaming still right on the back of the number 3. Looking to get into that 4th position. I got a decent battle for 2nd and 4th going on right now. Everyone else kind of strung out behind them. Single file. Can the 53 get a run and make his way around Carnation? Here he goes. Looking to the inside. Can he get a good run?
He's pretty close behind. If he can get a little bit of draft and jump to the inside.
That looks like what he might. Here he's closing in just a little bit.
Not close enough. Oh, a little bit of
gives him the
contact.
Bumper. You move him up out of the groove and get the inside line. Nope. Carnation still able to hang on. Nice looking dodge right there. So we get in front of the McDonald's Dodge. Number 53.
Running a kind of Casey Kane throwback paint scheme. And he is right behind What Incarnation now.
All he needs to do is just give him a little bit of a bump going into one of these turns and slide him out of the groove. See if he'll do that in these next couple laps. He's right there. He has an opportunity to make an overtake. He just needs to get a good run and then have the cojones to follow through with the move.
But What Incarnation is not missing a beat here. In fact, he gets a better exit.
Great run. Yeah, it looks like Carnation's catching the leader with that run a little bit now.
But in the braking zone, the big one closes right back up again.
We're so focused on this battle for second, it looks like they're starting to close down the leader a little bit again.
Just half a second.
Lead. That gap for the lead doesn't look quite as big as it was before.
Half a second separates the 85 and the 24. The big one's close, but 53. Not close enough.
Find an opportunity to make a move on the 24. He's had a few close chances, but not able to quite pull it off yet. Meanwhile, 6th place is right behind 5th place.
Gatlin Downey with those 4 fresh tires is going around the 13 of Mike PMC, closing into the back of Cody H Gaming, who's been stuck behind the 3 for a number of laps here. It's creating a bit of a train.
The 59 has definitely been closing. I've been watching that 6th place car and definitely been closing the gap. Need to get a run around the 28 and the 3, and she might be able to start closing in the leaders.
Gap between the 85 and the 24 is about the same as it was last lap, so Carnation's turned it up a little bit. Defending from
already
the 53.
past the halfway point of this race. I didn't even realize that.
And they will have to pit one more time before the end of the race, I'm pretty sure.
That'll definitely shake things up.
Especially if it happens under green. The big one, 53.
Carnation's still just on 2 tires, correct? And here, speaking of which, here comes the 53. Making a move to the inside in turn 6.
A late move. He'll be on the outside now in the last turn.
But that might, if you can get a good run, outside is sometimes an advantage. Might be able to clear him, which it looks like he's not quite going to be able to do.
Carnation's still on the inside.
Still just has his bumper right there.
He's going to get a good run through turn 1. They're going to be side by side.
Side by side through the S's. He's going to catch up a little bit, and then the 53 is going to catch back up.
Still side by side.
Man.
And that's allowing the 85 to pull away and the 3 to catch up behind them. They're still side by side through the inner loop.
Uh-oh. They better be careful not to make some sort of contact. I'm worried the 3 is going to bumper hook the 24 into the 53, similar to what we saw with the 10 car before.
So finally, the big one gets around Watkins Carnation at a pretty hefty cost. The 85 of Hello I'm You now, a good second or so off the road.
Watkins Carnation's strategy to take just 2 tires is starting to show now as he's starting to slip back just a little bit.
I think the 53's on 2 tires as well. So is the 3 and the 28.
Interesting.
And the 13. And the 48. But the 59 of Gatlin Downey did take 4 tires, as did Adrian Fitzy in the 04. But I think the longer we get into this run, the less of a difference those tires are going to make.
Indeed, yeah. You have the biggest advantage shortly once you go green again, and the tires are nice and fresh. Once they get 5-10 laps on them, they're having tires with 10 to 12 laps on them isn't going to be too much of a difference in tires with 15 or so laps on them.
And that time is come and gone for these guys, although Gatlin Downey closing in on Cody H Gaming. It's been close for a number of laps here, but again, we're seeing it.
That gap, unless a caution comes out, I don't know if anyone's going to catch the 85 the way it's looking right now.
Well, if pit stops come into play, I think anything's possible.
That's true. If someone's got a 3-4 second lead on the next closest car for the lead, I mean, they'd have to monumentally screw that pit stop up to lose first place.
In this last lap, the big one has gained 2/10 on the leader. You can see him pulling away from the 24, and given enough laps, he will be able to close down that gap.
Shut my mouth right now.
The big one is looking quick here.
Yeah, he's definitely pulling away from Carnation.
We saw how good the 53 was at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Unfortunately, pit stop issues really ruined the day for him. 53's had
just be a
lot of good opportunities, but no luck.
Might just be a little out of it now, but if he can get a few more good runs and get into the 85's draft, he'll probably be able to catch even quicker. Because as fast as the 85 is, that's the one disadvantage he has versus everyone else in the field is he's out front. So yeah, he's got the clean air, but no drafting help.
So let's see what the gap is. The line here is 1.2 seconds last time around between first and second place. And another 2/10 cut out of the lead by the big one.
Yeah.
53 is
he'll have
flying.
him caught in 5-6 laps. If he keeps up that shaving off the gap each lap, he will have him caught in about 5 or 6 laps.
And there is still a long way to go here at
Things
Watkins
are
Glen.
getting very interesting.
Gatlin Downey now having a look to the inside of Cody H Gaming. This is for 5th place. 59's been eyeing this move for a while. Now going to try it through the inner loop. But Cody H Gaming clears the 59.
Not quite.
No, Gatlin Downey's back on the bottom. But now Cody's going to have the inside.
The 28 can get a good run in a turn 6. Might be able to get 59 cleared before the final turn, but
no, they're still side by
fresher
side.
Fresher tires are the advantage right now. Gonna stay side by side, have the advantage in turn 7, and then subsequently in turn 1 if I have the inside line.
Gatlin Downey still with the nose on the bottom, working really hard to try and get past the 28.
We'll see the 59 get past once we get into the S's here. If I had to guess.
Yep.
There. Yep.
Gatlin Downey clears the 28 and into 5th place.
Let's see what the gap on the lead is now.
0.81 seconds. So LMU running a 1:10.58. The big one, 1:10.42.
1.2, 1 even, 0.8. Yeah, shaving off 0.2 of a second every lap. At that rate, just another 4 laps, and the 53 should be able to get past the 85.
Maybe even less than that if he gets into the draft sooner.
Although the question is, will they start coming into the pits before he gets caught up or not? Or will he be able to make the pass before the green flag pit stops start?
I'm not sure exactly what the window is, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have to pit once before the end. We know they pitted on, I think it was lap 7, the first caution.
Yeah, at this point, I think they can pit any time. It's just a matter of when they're going to choose to. So if they fill up now, they'll have enough gas to obviously make the rest of the race. But no one wants to give up any position right now. .53. What was the...
It was 0.8 last time. Now it's 0.2. So every single lap, the big one is cutting 0.2 out of the lead.
Yeah, 0.62, yep.
And you can see him pulling away from Incarnation. Gatlin Downey in the 59. It's closed up right to the back of the 3. Now going to have a look at the inside.
There he goes.
This is for 4th place. The 59 has been picking away at these top 10 drivers.
Gonna get a nice run around the outside. So should be able to clear the 3.
And will clear the 3 by the time they get to turn 1. So Gatlin Downey into 4th. I wonder if the 59 has enough speed to get by the 24 and maybe even faster than the 53 here. 1:10.594 for the big one. And Gatlin Downey.
5/100ths of a second that the 53 gained on the 85 that last lap.
59 just set an identical lap time to the 53. Like to the 1,000th of a second.
Wow.
I was just checking to compare, but 110.594 and 110.594.
And the 53 is catching the leader, so that means the 59 is also catching the leader.
But he's got what incarnation in his way?
We got multiple cars catching the leader right now, so hang on to your bumper, number 85. You got competition closing in.
If Hello Mew wants his win, he is going to have to work for it. The big one now.
Comes the 53 with a great run down the front stretch.
Should be within draft.
It's going to be within a few tenths of a second now.
Yeah, that's another 2 tenths, 2.5 tenths.
Yeah, he shaved off a quarter of a second that lap alone. Exactly. I think that was 0.25. 1/100th of a second.
And now it's just going to be about setting up and executing a move. Because we've seen it takes at least half of a lap to make a pass around here.
And let's not rule out the possibility of a caution at this point. We've seen plenty of contact between cars so far in this race. I'm not going to rule that out in these last 13, 14 laps.
Gatlin Downey has already closed into the back of What Incarnation. With a 110.4, the 59 is flying. The fastest car on track right now.
That's not surprising, being the first car with fresher tires. Just a matter of if they can catch in time before these last 13 laps are
Well, it's worked
completed.
out well for the 59, not so much for Ager Fitzy, who's back into 9th place. The 04 was in the lead at the time of the first caution, but hasn't been close
very slow
since.
pit stop. Can Gatlin make a move on Carnation?
And can the big one make a move on Hello I'm You?
The best thing Gatlin needs right now is for the 53 and the 85 to be side by side, right as they're getting past Carnation. That is what the 59 is hoping for right now. To get past Carnation, and right when they do so, top two are battling side by side.
Yeah, we've seen how slow these guys are when they're going side by side. So
Can the 53 set up any sort of crossover to try to get around the leader?
it'll be interesting to see how easily the 59 can get around the 24, because if Carnation makes that really hard on Gatlin Downey, that'll certainly cost him a lot of time.
I mean, being a road course race with a green flag run that's been going on for a while, this is a very close battle for the lead right now.
We're in cross the line here with 10 laps to go. And the battle for the lead closer than ever.
Still, we need to do it at least one more pit stop, either under green or if there is a caution that comes out. So
I'm pretty sure, but I'm not.
these guys still all need to pit.
I'm not entirely sure. We've gone this far already.
You think they can go?
It'll be a
Without
stretch,
pitting
but
anymore?
they might be able to do it. I don't think anyone's
be
pit
interesting.
yet. I don't know what happened to Anderson Reed, but the 12 has fallen pretty far back off the pack now. Some sort of issues for him. Problems. So we're seeing some good battles from deeper in the pack. This is for the top 10 here.
And with racing like that going on, definitely don't rule out a caution.
Absolutely
These last 10
not.
laps.
Although it looks like they're almost all sorted out here. Now single file again.
28 still trying to get by the 3. Still a very close battle for the lead.
But they've been pulling away
laps to
from
go.
What Incarnation. Carnation's been going pretty slowly here. It's now 2.5 seconds. He lost half a second on that lap alone between him and the leader.
And that's just slowing down the 59. 59, if they want any chance of catching up to the leaders, they need to get around Carnation now.
Carnation's being super defensive.
Just a moving chicane right now. Or not even, just a moving roadblock.
Gatlin Downey's got a run now.
55 or 59 is way faster based on lap time. Just there we go.
Now we're going to have a look
Making
to
a
the
move.
bottom. Carnation's not going to make it easy, though.
As long as she can stay to the inside.
Carnation's
turns
clear.
5.
The 24 will hold on to third place. For now, at least. And look at the train of cars that is gathered behind one Carnation now. The 3, the 28. A lot of these guys just...
59 needs to set up a crossover.
It's got to be almost like a planned move.
Just dive it down into 1. And outbreak them.
And 3 seconds now between first and third. This is destroying Gatlin Downey's chances of winning here. We're running out of laps.
Yeah, we don't even know if they're going to have to pit again or not. These leaders might, for all we know, dive into the pits on the second to last lap.
59 is going to try it again on the bottom through the inner loop.
They made the move a little earlier that time, so she might be able to keep the bumper under Carnation going into turn 5 this time.
And will keep the bumper under Carnation, and that'll be key to making this pass work.
But then Carnation is going to have the advantage going into turn 6. As long as the 59 can still be side by side coming out turn 6, she'll have the inside advantage for the next 2 turns, in turn 7 and turn 1. So here we go into turn 7.
Still side by side.
24. And this, as long as she can get out of turn 1 in front of Carnation, he'll back off going into the S's. As long as
if he's on the outside, he'll have to.
Yep. I think the 59 has that position easily. Yep. She is clear.
And now,
too little, too late.
3.9 seconds. That is a pretty big gap to close into.
Meanwhile, the leaders are still within just a couple tenths of each other.
And look at the gap. I mean, you can see how far back the 59 is.
Jeez, yeah, unless... Even if these two monumentally mess up their pit stops, I think the only way anyone from third on back has a chance at this point is a caution. Otherwise, we're going to have a pretty exciting looking battle for the lead here between the 85 and the 53 in these closing laps. Battle between Hallow IMU and Gatlin Downey.
So let's look at the gaps as they cross the line. 3.9 seconds for Gatlin Downey last time.
Look at the gap she's already built on Carnation.
3.6. So 3 tenths, or 2.5 tenths that the 59 caught up that lap. That's not going to be enough. Happen.
They might start slowing down a little bit more and more in these little closing laps.
If they battle each other, maybe, but look at this. The 85 has actually sort of responded a little bit to the big one's speed.
How many laps are to go?
We're going to cross the line here. We're coming to 5 to go.
Yeah, the 59 is 5 laps to shave like 3.5 seconds off that time.
That's a big ask.
She's gaining. You look at that. She's definitely gaining. If she can get in their drafting distance within the next couple, or within like 2 to go, might be able to get there, especially if the 53 closing in like he is. If he can get side by side to the 55. And meanwhile, we're focused so much on what the 59's doing. We've got a intense battle for the lead going on right here.
5 laps left for the big one to try and get around Hello IMU. 85 looking for his second win in the Sim Series. The 53's come so close, but hasn't had a single win yet.
And as everyone's rated exactly the same in iRating, and ratings, correct?
Yeah.
So it's all fair game.
The big one, 22nd in the point standings. If he wants any chance at the championship, he has to win this race.
He's got 4.5 laps to figure out a way to do so. I think it is too little too late for the 59 unless these two get together or a separate caution comes out.
Yeah, it was 3.5 seconds last time around for Gatlin Downey, and that's...
I mean, she's still gaining, but it's not going to be quick enough with how little laps there are left. I mean, each time you see her in the background, getting a little bit closer and closer, but coming to 4 to go, it's just not going to be enough time. 53 still right on the 85.
But he's been close for so many laps. He hasn't really made a move yet. 4 to go now.
That might be a good thing, though. The 53 isn't wearing out his tires trying to make a bunch of moves that aren't working. Maybe that'll... He's saving all that's left in his tires for the last lap.
It looks like they will be able to go to the end without pitting. So the 53 is going to have to make this move happen on the track.
Just needs a great run out of one of these turns in the draft, right on coming out onto a straightaway. That looked like it was a little faster through the bus stop than the 85.
About half a car line separates them now. Although the 85 did pretty well in the outer loop.
Coming to 3 laps to go. Can the 53 get anything done? The 59 once again closing in the background, but not going to be enough time.
He gets a good run out of the last turn. A little bit of drafting help.
3 laps to go.
He's close, but he can't make a move yet. I don't think... No lap traffic for them to worry about.
Nope.
Clear road in front of Hello I'm You.
No slow cars. Slow car.
Slow car going to be in the way.
Yeah, the 53's just been nipping at the rear bumper of this entire second half of this race, just unable to find a way to get around yet.
Hello I'm You, to his credit, put up some very great defense. Responded pretty quickly to the 53's fast times. He's run pretty defensively whenever the 53's close, and it's worked out so far.
Man, it just stinks if the 59 could have gotten around Carnation maybe 4 or 5 laps earlier. Could have possibly caught up to the leaders here.
Carnation's going to be happy with a 4th place finish. He just recently dropped down to 3rd in the point standings, but with Pure in the 61 currently running in 22nd, a good finish like this will put Carnation back into 2nd place in the standings, maybe into the lead.
Still a half a car length separates the top 2 cars with less than 2 laps to go. This is a very close battle for the lead in the closing laps. We go race at the Glen. Can he even get anything done coming to this bus stop?
We can look at the gap from the back of Hello I'm You. Close, but not close enough. It's been the story of this race.
It's only got 10 more turns to make something happen. Coming in the last few turns of the second to last lap. Can the 85 hold on
53
for a dominating performance and hold off the charging 53 in these closing laps?
53's closing in under braking every time. He can get a good exit here. No, he's not.
Big one is right there.
But the 85 got a really good exit.
But he's still within a car length.
White flag in the air. 1 lap to go.
He's got one more chance to do something. He's going to be right there going into turn 1 like he's been. Oh, the 85 gets a little wide. Not able to get on the inside there, though.
53 needs a good run through the S's. He's got to make the move going into the inner loop. Otherwise, there's no chance.
A couple more opportunities in turn 6 and 7, but it's hard to get it done there. If he's going to do something, he's have to get a run and make a pass coming out of the bus stop here, which doesn't look like he's going to be in position to do so unless something crazy happens. The 85 gets a great run. 85 with a dominating performance today.
Hello, I'm You, looking to be the 2nd driver to win 2 races in the inaugural season of the Sim Series.
The 53 with a super strong run, just unable to Get that last little oomph to get around the 85 in these closing laps.
And Hello IMU is going to hold on to win the Go Racing at the Glen. As tense as it was, the 85 ends up leading the most laps, dominating this race. And yet again, the big one, 53, comes up short.
Great battle for the lead in these last 15, 20 laps.
Gatlin Downey closes to within 3 seconds, but will only end up finishing in third. What Incarnation in fourth. And then the 3 is slowing down now, but finished in the top 5. Cody H Gaming 6th. And then it's Mike PMC 7th. Spitfire, Age of Fitzy 9th. And DNP 10 rounds out the top 10. Let's take a look at the full standings here. LaFlynn's on 37 and 11th. Chase the Coyote 12th. And it's Jake 24, KHPL1, Thick Daddy, Asteroid Strike 9, DS Gaming, Xander M, Fireball 398, and then points leader, F1 Fan 2751, only finishes 20th. And I think the 3 is out of gas here. So it did come
like
really close at the end.
That would have just happened half a lap sooner. The 28 would have came out of there with the top 5.
And I think some of these guys might have pitted. The 6 ended up losing a bunch of spots at the end.
The big one, 5395. And Hello IMU giving us a great show at the end of the race today.
Looks like everyone else made it back okay on fuel. Trying to find their spot in line. Well, 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 what a race.
Sure to save the replay in case you want to use it for anything in the future. I need some sort of like end of the season little highlight reel.
Certainly some good battles we saw here today. Next week, we're going to Darlington, and I'm sure we're going to see some stripes being earned there. Some close racing, some beautiful throwback paints. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. We had a lot of people this stream, which is great. A huge thank you to Cody H Gaming for your commentary work. It was a lot of fun, dude.
Thank you for having me. It was fun being a part of it.
And with that, as usual, I'll ask you to subscribe if you like this stuff and you're not subscribed already. If you like the stream, do like it. Because for Season 2, like, if I get a lot of good feedback, I'm going to step this thing up. It's going to be fun. And if you're not in the Discord, you should be, because all of the post-race discussion, paint schemes, reactions, all of that fun stuff is there. But let's go on and let's see some donuts from Hello IMU getting his 2nd win of the season. Also, Darlington next week, last race of the regular season. After that,
aside from those,
the chase off grid will be set, and the fight for the championship will begin.
Aside from those earlier incidents involving the number 78 and the number 10, it was a fairly clean race today as well.
Which, for the Sim series, is actually surprising. So we're going to stick Hello IMU onto our race-winning car.
Was Canadian Tire Motorsports Park pretty clean?
It was. Well, apart from the pit stops, but I don't want to get into it. It was the whole thing. So, one final thank you for Cody for showing up and having fun.
Yeah, I thank you for having me once again. Hopefully we can do this again sometime in the future.
Hell yeah. All right, let's go on to those donuts.
Burn it down.
A big thank you to Janza for this week's burnouts. Always fun. Let me find my music here. I managed to lose that.
Do you have a pre-recorded burnout for every driver?
Oh, yeah. Well, one for each chassis.
Ah, that makes sense. And just switch the TGA based on who wins.
Yeah. All right, thank you everyone
Got it.
again. Like the video, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I don't have Cody's outro music. Everyone's asking for your music. I don't have it.
Hit that like button, guys.
And subscribe to Cody H Gaming. You probably all are, because, I mean, everyone's subscribed to Cody H Gaming. I certainly am. On to the burnouts.